Number one, I'd just like to congratulate the Knicks. I thought Woody did a hell of a job throughout the series. Thought he prepared them tonight. They talked about ball movement. I thought they came out and did that. So just want to congratulate them. They can beat anybody when they play right. I tell you that. They have a lot of firepower, and they showed that in stretches tonight. So. On our guys, told them after the game, I couldn't be more proud of a group of guys who went through a ton of adversity all year with all the injuries and all the stuff, and they just never didn't think that they could. Kevin, who limped into the playoffs and then played, he was unbelievable. He's tough of a guy, a tough of a competitor that I've ever been around. Rebounding and just doing everything for this team. I really didn't want him to go out that way on our court. I just didn't want it. Obviously we lost to a better team, but for him in particular, I just didn't want him to go out that way. But he is a winner. He's the best that I've seen.
Bill Doyle, Mr. Telegram. The way you worded that, you didn't want him to go out. Did you mean there might be a chance that?
No, I meant this season. Yeah.
And just what did it say about your team? You couldn't score all night, and then all of a sudden you scored 20 points in a row and get back here.
Well, it was a microcosm of the year, that stretch. I think we've been counted out 4 or 5 times this year, when Rondo went down, and then when Jared went down, and each time we just fought back. And it happened again. And then we had chances. It was a 4-point game. We had the ball twice. Shumpert tonight was their best player. I thought he single-handedly willed that game for them defensively early on Jeff Green, and then the big steal, and he made some big shots. Those are big plays. The fact that we had a chance to win that game, being down 20 or 21, whatever it was, with one timeout left, and it was amazing. It was amazing to see. It was great for our crowd who came to cheer for us, and we really never gave them anything to cheer about until then, and so that was nice.
Weiss, CLNS radio. What did you and Kevin say to each other when he came on the court?
Just more personal. It's just, he told me he loved me, and I told him I love him. Kevin always checks on me, which is funny. That's what he wanted to know, was I okay? I was laughing with our coach and said, that's typical Kevin. He's walking off the floor, playing 41 minutes, exhausted. Don't know if we had won, if he could have gave us much on a 1 o'clock game on Sunday. And he was checking on me to see how I was. And that's Kevin Garnett in a nutshell.
Mark D'Amico, Celtics.com. I think when you guys fell behind by 26 points, you called a timeout. It looked like your guys were walking off the court with their heads down. You were screaming at them, trying to get them. What did you tell them at that time?
Well, just stay in it. Just stay in it. We've stayed in it all year, That's what I had to do. They wanted to play well. They did, and they didn't. But they wanted to play well. And you could feel that during that stretch. As a coach, I could feel them down because of how they were playing. Listen, they know how they're playing. They know they're better than what they played. And you can. I was just trying to get them to hang in there and believe that you could. And, it worked out, almost worked out.
Brian Brown, NBA.com. Obviously, tumultuous and challenging season for you guys, Don.
Yeah.
Just looking at football for yourself, and obviously this team's core. Do you hope you guys are all back together? Do you expect yourselves to be back?
Yeah, I don't know. I've given it zero thought. I don't think about any of that stuff. Even with Danny knows me pretty well. I immerse myself. That's the only way I can do it, probably to a fault. Pretty much unlivable during a year. And, so I don't know. Danny knows he gives me at least a week just to do whatever I do. I don't even know what to do, sit and watch, cartoons or something. And then we'll talk about it. But Danny has already worked on stuff. He knows never to show me. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to see it. I don't want to know anything. So we'll figure it all out, and we'll see.
A couple questions, Paul?
Paul Flannery, SB Nation. Just to follow up on that, Doc, you came into the year thinking you could lessen the load on Paul and Kevin a little bit, and wound up
Yeah.
on him.
Yeah.
I mean, can you guys go forward like that?
No. We need more. That I need that little girl on the commercial that says we need more, because we need more. We need more, and we do. But the key is, for us, do you want to take away to get more, and that'll be a decision that'll be made later.
Final question, Gary?
Gary Washington Globe.
Peter, you can have a final question too. So you've earned it.
Are you for sure coming back next year?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know that right now. I can't make that decision now. I'm under contract, and we'll see. I mean, honestly, I just can't even think about that right now. So I don't know.
It will be something you don't think about, though. I mean, it'll have to be a decision.
Yeah, I do every year. And it's not anything. I'm not leaning that way or not coming back. I can tell you that. If I told you right now, I'm coming back. But like I just said, I immerse myself. I need to just detox, and then we'll find that out.
While we're on the subject of people who may or may not come back, at the end of the game, Paul came out of the plane after not playing twice.
Yeah.
And no one really seemed to notice. He just kind of stood there on the sideline. That's not the way you want him to go?
No. And listen, I took him out at a point where he could have come back in, so I don't think the fans knew, at that point. So he's one of the greatest Celtics to ever play. He's done so much for this franchise, Paul has. Listen, we live in a day and time where guys are changing teams like socks. And Paul has chosen to stay here throughout his career when clearly he had all rights to leave, and he chose to stay here. So I have so much respect for him for that. When I first got here, we were really rebuilding, and it's funny, we made the playoffs that first year, and I remember telling them, we're going to change our team, and things aren't going to go well for a year or two, and it didn't. And Paul, he never wavered. So I give him that and just an amazing amount of respect. He wanted to get it done here. He made that choice where other guys are running around trying to find it. Paul decided, I'm going to stay here and see if we can win it, and he did that. So I hope he's remembered for that, and obviously I hope he comes back, and I just don't know right now anything because I haven't given him much thought. You have to deal with him emotionally, physically, mentally, and then with his talent. I mean, it's amazing when you think about Kevin. He's 7? He's still one of the best players in the league, and it's more with his mind. He's the best.
So, is there any doubt in your mind what he's going to do?
I don't have a clue.
You don't have a clue?
Yeah, I won't talk about it. Don't know it. He doesn't give you any hints. He didn't give me any hints last year. I was positive last year. This year, I'm not so positive.
He was positive he's coming back.
Yeah, I was positive. I didn't care what he said.
And you're not as sure this year?
I just don't know. We haven't talked about it, but I'm not as sure this year.
Doc, how much of a factor will be if Paul and KG don't come back, whether you come back?
That won't. They would be. Mine is a whole separate thing, and I don't want mine to be a decision. I mean, I'm coming back until I say I'm not. I don't. Mine's not that important. It really isn't. It's really important with them though.
Paul can keep playing, right? I mean,
Paul can play. He struggled tonight, and I felt bad. All games. It's funny. Coaches just go through so many emotions. I'm down at times during the game because you're thinking about Paul's emotions because this is not the game he wanted, and you're trying to coach the game. You know, so yeah.
It's amazing we're at that point with these guys where you were thinking in those terms, like what a game was, as opposed to just trying to win it was an extra layer of it.
Yeah, it is an extra layer with them. I mean, they're at, you know, we don't know how many more years we're going to have them, period, in the league. And, you know, you just want it to always be perfect for them. And as a coach, you want to protect that. And tonight I just didn't, so.